Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about the radio frequency ranges that are being used from 1G cellular technology to 5G cellular technology. The radio frequency ranges starts from VLF around 3 kHz and goes up to 300 gigahertz in 5G technology. The famous radio frequency ranges are denoted as VLF, LF, MF, HF, which means high frequency, VHF, very high frequency, VHF means ultra high frequency. That it goes beyond SHF, EHF. So the frequency range starts from 3 kilohertz and goes to 300 gigahertz in 1G to 5G technology. As discussed earlier, the radio frequency channels starts from LF and goes from MF, HF, VHF, SHF like that. Again, in the gigahertz ranges, there are sub bands which are known as L band, S band, C band, X band, KU band, K band, KA band, etc. The frequencies ranges are given in the table. As we are talking from 1G to 6G progress, in these tables you can see what are the frequencies, what is the bandwidth, and what are the average speeds of data transmission, and how much range is covered from 1G to 5G. You can see the 1G technology started with analog voice in 1980s with very less speed. That's why in those analog voice devices there is no provision to send the data. Whereas when it came to 2G in 1990s, data speeds are obtained up to 100 kilobits per second, and it went towards 10 GBP in 5G technology data rate. The frequency, as we discussed earlier, started from 3 kilohertz in 1G, and now it is operating around 30 gigahertz in 5G technology. As you can see, the bandwidth in 1G is 2 kbps, and it has increased to 10 gbps in 5G. And similarly, the speeds also increased from 2 kbps to 100 and 150 mbps per second in 5G. The only parameter that decreased from 1G to 5G is the range. Range is the distance being covered in these technologies. So in 2G, it is given the range is 5 miles, 50 miles, while it has come down drastically in 5G to 1000 feet. As discussed earlier, 1G started with only voice, no data support, and the data support started in 2G. And gradually, it went to the internet connectivity in 3G, and in 4G, the data speeds have increased a lot, and video streaming also started. In the 5G technology, the data speeds are much faster, the lower latency rate is obtained, and the data capacity is also increased quite a lot in 5G technology, paving way for driverless cars and deployment of massive Internet of Things technology. The volume of data, as we see, it is zero in 1G as there is no data. But now the speeds, as we discussed earlier, are nearly 150 Mbps per second. An important thing that to be observed as given by Cisco is in 1984, the data transmission per year is given as 1000 terabytes per year. and now it has increased much higher, nearly 45 million terabytes per year in 2020. This is the volume of data that is being transmitted using the 5G, 4G, 5G technologies. That is why we are able to use the IoT devices and also many other similar devices to transmit video and audio content, and also increasing the storage and computing capacity. By 2020, nearly 10 countries in the world have already started implementing the 5G technology in their countries, and parallelly they started working towards attaining the 6G technologies. Even in India, the Telecom Regulation Authority of India has given a white paper which says that 2030 is a target year fixed for attaining the 6G technology implementation in the country. It is broadly believed that 6G technology will aid the implementation of AI technology and cloud technologies, even for smaller devices, which are handheld devices, and also the devices in the moving vehicles. What is a cell? As we can see from the left hand corner of the display, a cell is defined as the maximum distance which is covered by a tower in that area. Why this is called a cellular technology is the ranges that are covered by the frequencies are split into different cells for the benefit of the technical implementations. So these cells are known as macro cells in the rural areas and micro cells in the urban areas. On the right hand side, you can see 1G by 2G technology will have wider range, whereas when it comes to 3G, 4G, the same range is split into three sectors, and this split is further increasing in the implementation of 4G, 5G technologies, giving way for microcells are known as supercell with high order sectorization to transmit more volume of data with the higher velocity, higher speeds. As we are discussing about the base station in cellular technology, we might have seen so many cellular towers in our areas. Initially, the cellular towers are big in size, but in 5G, it is believed that the cell coverage being 1,000 feet, even the tower height also will decrease by the implementation of 5G massive MIMO, minimum input and maximum output. As you can see on the right hand panel, earlier only one tower is giving coverage for the entire range. But in 4G LTE and 5G technologies, after implementing the MIMO technology, even there will be small cells attached to the street lights and to the buildings in that area to give wider areas in knock and corner of that urban areas. This is again an illustration of the technology that is being used in cellular towers. And now, after the implementation of the 5G millimeter wave solution, even it is believed that, as similar to the vehicular traffic on the road, even the train movements on the tracks can also be monitored quite easily using 5G technologies. The only disadvantage from 1G to 5G is a decrease of range that can be seen from the right hand panel. As discussed earlier, the 5G technology and 6G technology will pave way for implementing these technologies even a smaller instruments That is why we are able to give connectivity to the moving vehicles and connectivity to the equipment in the hospitals, faraway hospitals, and not only the static points. We are also able to give coverage to the moving objects like helicopters, airplanes, and the drones. The right-hand panel gives how the 5G will be utilized in our IoT devices, mobile terminals, and GPS terminals, and also the flying objects like UAV, airplanes, etc. So here is a small demonstration. How much time it will take for a 4 GB file to be downloaded in 1G to 5G. In 1G, it is believed that 4 GB download will take more than 2 3 weeks, and it has come down to 30 seconds in 4G. And in 5G, it is believed to come down to 1.5 seconds time with a theoretical maximum speed of 20 gigahertz per second. Even then, this is a quite achievement because the data quality is maintained and the latency is reduced. So, with this frequency, smaller frequencies, and higher data transmission rates and more volume of data being transmitted, we are able to give better connectivity to IoT devices, moving vehicles, all AR, VR experiences, etc., and many other devices. These are the advantages that are being experienced in 5G. And when we go beyond 5G towards 6G, it is believed that it will also pave way for implementation of AI and cloud technology for all the devices, even for the handheld devices. Thank you.